folks, it's another one in my series. It's not a series, but I've done it about 3 times now, and I'll say the classic words again. I want to tell you a story. I know I'm not very Max Bygraves. I'm about the age he was, but I know I don't sound like him, but that's the best I can do. Maybe someone like Sandro could do it better. That's the best I can do. Right, got a story for you. I won't do it justice, because I never do, but I'll do the best I can. It comes from the fantastic pen of ALASTAIR Down. Nobody writes like him. I'll never do that man justice, but I'll try. That's all I can do, as I say. I'll have to get it into the screen so you'll see the dodgy nose and the wonky glasses, but what can I do? Here we go. This was a day about one horse and one horse alone. ALASTAIR Down on Isterbrack's unprecedented 3rd champion hurdle win. Right, let me scroll down and we'll get into the bones of it. Right, it says here, on the eve of Isterbrack's bid for a 3rd champion hurdle in 2000, a trickle of blood was spotted coming from his nose, which prompted all sorts of silly, scare stories. It was nothing. Isterbrack, on the other hand, really was something. Underneath it says, this article was first published in the Racing Post on March the 15th, 2000. And this is the piece. They came, they saw, he conquered. And in a sometimes selfish game, if ever there was a result that everybody ate to see, this was surely it. Isterbrack may have cut himself shaving the night before, but Aidan O'Brien had the champion honed to razor sharpness yet again. Under a vintage ride from Charlie Swan, the great horse put the night of doubt and sorrow behind him and jumped to the last to a lion's mouth roar from the assembled faithful, thrilled to be in the congregation on the day Isterbrack married immortality. Never undercall the extraordinary feat of O'Brien in bringing this very highly strung animal to the bear pit of Cheltenham for a 4th triumph. This is a horse with a short touch paper, and there is little time between lighting it and ignition. O'Brien memorably described him as just on the right side of toppling over on the wrong side. But the high wire act is the trainer's more than anyone else's. I'll reread that. See, I told you I do it badly, folks. The trainer described him as just on the right side of toppling over onto the wrong side. But the high wire act is the trainer's more than anyone's. I still didn't do it justice, but it didn't read well, that's all it is. I think it's not me for a change. Ballydoyle is home to gurus, not guessers. With his customary gift for chronic understatement, and he's not changed, has he, folks, O'Brien conceded that the bloody nose scare had been a worrying time, and his wife Anne-Marie said there wasn't much sleep in the house the night before. Probably not much last night either. One thing for sure is that there was a mighty sense of relief among connections, and when the public, the great stokers of the emotional furnace, began to welcome Mr. Bratt back down the horse walk, there was a sense of joy that all had ended well. When he made his way up to the winner's enclosure, you could feel the noise and a sustained and delirious thunderclap of acclaim, which was a celebration not only of this mighty horse, but also of the moments and memories this game holds in its gift. And the scenes in the unsettling enclosure as J.P. McManus, Charlie and Aidan were saluted to the skies gave the lie to the idea that this is always a cynical game that reduces to pounds, shillings and pence. At the prices of the last 2 months, few punters will have backed Isterbrack, and for once money was confined to the sin bin. O'Brien said it was like walking on air coming here, a nice change for him walking on water. I'll reread that, I got that wrong. O'Brien said it was like walking on air coming in here, a nice change for him from walking on water. I got it right that time. Sometimes this game taps into rhythms that most of us have forgotten, but are glad to be reminded of. The unique experience of a mass of disparate folk united in... I think it's disparate. Yeah, a mass of disparate folk united in happy acknowledgement that they were there on this unperishable afternoon. I was as well, folks, by the way. I seen it. Don't remember it, but I've seen it. Easterbrook rules JP's family these days, and it was a nice gesture to send son, John, up to collect the trophy. It is rumoured that young McManus, present on his second birthday, was a set of credit. I've read that badly. It is rumoured that young McManus's present on his second birthday was a set of credit accounts, and that he was taught to count age 4. It was the proper way. None of you 1, 2, 3 eyewash, rather the time-honoured, even 6 to 4, 7 to 4, 2s. Eventually, McManus, Swan and O'Brien were all assembled on the presentation podium, and cheers took flight again. Around me, Irish voices could be heard calling, "It's good to be alive," and "Jesus, my hands are sore from the clapping," plus a few less printable but equally happy exclamations of delight. O'Brien rightly praised Swan, saying Charlie was supreme and gave him a serious ride, and watching the race with John Frankham, the great champion had said Charlie is giving him an absolutely brilliant ride. And that, folks, is it. So as I say, it was written, 24 years ago now, from the great pen of ALASTAIR DOWN, who I think is otherworldly himself. Now, he is the messiah of writing. Some have claimed to be the messiah of tipping, and I'm not sure that they deserve that. ALASTAIR DOWN, for me, is the messiah of the quill. I think he's just fantastic. I didn't read it as well as I should, folks. I'm sorry about that. I don't ever read them as good. And he put some words in there that unfathomable to a normal urchin like myself. But I did my best. And the sentiment was there, and I hope you appreciate it. Not appreciate it, I hope you enjoyed it, folks. I do. So Easterbrook sadly dies. I don't know if it was today or whether it was yesterday. It's been reported today. Very, very sad. I think he was 32. Conquered all before him, took all before him in a stellar career, fantastic career. And he'll be sadly missed. But the memories, folks, for many will never fade. They faded for me already, I've told you. I was there that day, but I don't remember it properly. I know the place went up, I do know that. But great days, and a great horse. Maybe, well, we thought we might have seen his likes again in Constitution Hill. Will it come back? Let's hope he does. Because if he does come back, well, that could be the new Easterbrook. It could be the Frankel to Brigadier Gerrard's or Mill Reef, couldn't it? What I mean is he was better than them. I never thought we'd see any better than them, but Frankel was. Constitution might just end up being better than Easterbrook, but I'm not so sure. The injuries may have taken the toll. Let's see. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. I've rabbited on for too long. And I'll see you later tonight with the scores on the doors, folks. It's getting on again a bit now. I've not looked at anybody's today. I know Zorro had none out, so that'll be a bit easier for me. But Horsepower sent me some last night I never wrote down, and I've not seen anybody's videos today. I've had a late day at work. I'll see them later, and it may be again a late scores on the doors or an early morning one. But if I can get it out in the next hour, I will do. Alright, good night, folks.